Hi guys, Mr. LARPWaffles here. This is my second long form video, so sorry if the editing's a little bit rough. But pretty much there's this YouTuber called No Name here. He makes some pretty good content. But pretty much he made a video called Zombies Has a Side Mode Problem. While the video is well made, I don't think Mr. No Name here understands the point of Cursed. I would recommend you to highly watch the full video for full context. But without further ado, let's get straight into the video.
COD has a side mode problem. Now you're probably wondering what I'm even talking about, but what I mean is that COD as of late with Black Ops 7 is heavily relying on side modes to fix their problems, and it's a band-aid solution. And those side modes have their own issues that the devs simply just don't have the time or want to even fix. So let's talk about Cursed. Now I think it's obvious what Cursed is trying to do. It's trying to appeal to classic Zombies fans, and it fails.
This isn't really true though, as Cursed was very talked about when Black Ops 7 released, especially with the classic Zombies fans. And the main reason why this mode is no longer being talked about as much anymore is because it's no longer new. So obviously hype is going to die down over the mode, and when something new does get added like relics, they do get talked about. So I don't really understand his point here.
Modern zombies. And on top of that, Cursed has its own problems. So I'm gonna list everything Cursed doesn't fix. Rarities, armor, damage killing, super sprinters, the health cap, the 3-pack system, scaling perk prices, the crafting table, and salvage. And a lot of the fixes for the other stuff like ammo boxes is optional. Why is this stuff optional? The mode should just have these fixes built in.
I think it's worth pointing out that for armor and the crafting table do have options to turn that off with relics. But overall, I think he's kind of missing the point here. Cursed isn't a classic mode. It is a challenge mode. If it was a classic mode, they would have called it classic mode and not Cursed. This is why having a no damage scaling relic or no super sprinters relic wouldn't make any sense, as that would just make the game easier and not harder.
It's absolutely not a classic mode. On top of the fact that Cursed has its own problems, like the fact that the pat prices are so ridiculous, something that has been bitched about all year, and the developers have refused to listen to the player base and instead have decided to close their ears and ignore the feedback.
Exactly, it's not a classic mode, it's a challenge mode. This is why they decided to increase the pack prices, as it forces the player to make the decision. Either continue to use weaker weapons and gain a lot more points, but you're going to be in a lot more danger, or use stronger weapons, but you're going to lose out on a lot more money. I'd also like to say that I do kind of agree with this. I think lowering at least tier 1 to like 5,000 points and tier 2 to like 75k would make a lot more sense. But overall, I disagree with what he's saying.
And the health cap for tier 1 and tier 2 Cursed is at 85. So if you want to high round this game, you have to grind for the relics to get pack 4 and ultra rarity. So either way, you have to stomach that grind, and it's just terrible.
What grind? The relics are completely optional. In fact, the game I am playing right now, I have no relics on at round 62. Look, if they were to revert the health cap to 50k for tier 1 and tier 2, that would defeat the whole purpose of tier 3, as it would make spending the 100k on Pack-a-Punch not worth it. As why would you go to tier 3 Cursed if you could just go to tier 1 and tier 2 for practically the same thing, except you don't have to spend 100k on Pack-a-Punch. But if they made the tier 3 health cap 50k also, that would completely break the game, as you would be way too overpowered. The idea itself is very flawed.
And if they want to make a mode to appeal to classic Zombies fans, which is the majority, then the base game mode just needs to be classic. They relied on a side mode to fix their problems, and it failed tremendously.
Wow, there's a lot to unpack here. Classic fans are not the majority. Modern zombie fans are. And this is a fact. Keep in mind, Liberty Balls is the most played zombies map within the map's first month of release. Yet you think Modern Zombies is less popular than Classic Zombies. And once again, you continue to insist that Cursed is a classic mode when it's not even called classic mode, and continues to have modern mechanics in the mode. Because guess what? It's not a classic mode. It's a challenge mode. Anyways, he then switches to the multiplayer classic mode, which is an actual classic mode. But since it's not zombies related, I'm just going to skip over it.
With fully classic movement, a classic multiplayer mode, and for fuck's sake, for the final time, make a goddamn classic zombies mode, because everybody is tired of this shit.
Okay, so you acknowledge that Cursed isn't a classic mode, yet before you acted like it is. I feel like a broken record, because how many times I have to keep repeating that? And now I have to repeat another thing. Classic Zombies is less popular than Modern Zombies. Get that idea out of your head.
EO2 has more players than it, and by the way, this is not a multiplayer thing. I see that in the comments all the time. Zombies is just as big as multiplayer. You're tripping if you think otherwise, especially for a Treyarch game.
You can't be serious. The multiplayer is way more popular than zombies. Like, I love zombies, but at the end of the day, it's still a side mode. It's only like 15 to 20% of the actual community.
And the mentality of, we can't do the same thing every time, and then you do the same thing for 6 fucking years straight. At least people liked classic zombies. Nobody was seriously saying that we needed these drastic changes that ruin the mode.
Not only does zombies keep getting big changes after every single Black Ops game, to the point Cold War barely even looks like a modern game, but even Blundell knew that the zombies formula needed to change. Better or for worse, that led us here. Hey, you made it to the end of the video. Since you made it this far, why not like and subscribe? And why not check out No Name Here's channel, as he does make videos a lot higher quality than mine. And No Name Here, if you're seeing this is not a hate video. I don't know how to end videos, so bye I guess.